Today we're going over all of my purchases from the past 5 or 6 months. These right here are my recent pickups. We have to give a big thank you to Squarespace for making this video possible. What's up guys, it's Avery. Today we're going to be going over pretty much everything I've bought in the past half year or so. There are a few outliers, like just things I'm either collecting or some Staatsballett items that I've been working on. I'll show you one or two here in today's video, but I just really haven't been buying much this past year, mainly because a lot of my time, energy, and of course money has been going into Staatsballett, of course. But production is ramping up right now, which is super exciting. And I guess I just want to update you on my pickups because in the past few months I haven't been doing my monthly favorites. That's usually clothing that I've bought in, music, movies, books, those sort of things. And I'm gonna bring that series back for the massive end of the year annual favorites video. So before you guys see what my favorite items I bought were for the whole year, I need to catch you up to speed. And we're gonna start off with some military items. I'm wearing the pants right now, my Starchies. Starchies is just a joke name for the cotton version of the general issue US Army uniform. There's two different versions, OG 107 and OG 507. 507 being the other with a poly blend to it, which is really interesting. But these right here, super comfortable, fairly durable. I actually have some holes in mine, mainly from falling, but a mid to lightweight cotton with that olive green color that of course everything has. And you just need to find some that fit you right. The measurements are across the board. These are type 3, which means they actually list the measurements and it's supposed to be true to that measurement. But over time, shrinking and whatever else, it's wild. So I'll leave a link down below if you want to check them out. They're inexpensive pants. You can run around in them. They have a really interesting fit, and of course the entire design of them, as I grab these boots, was just to be functional, which is really cool. Super interesting. The second and final military item, as I'm looking down, are these boots right here. Most likely from the mid to early 70s, a military boot right here. You could probably say post-Vietnam. I'll leave some links down below for options if you guys really like these. I believe they are a 9-eye boot. Good old combat boot right here. And the reason I believe they're post-Vietnam is from this notch right here in the pattern going up the foot. The ones that date back to the 50s when a black combat boot was first introduced to the US Army didn't have that notch there. So that's something interesting. Maybe you want to look for unnotched ones if you want the very original black combat boot. These you can grab for probably $50 to $80, really fair price. If there's anything I don't like about the shape, it's just that this toe is really low to the ground, but it has a slight square to it. It's nice and tall. There's a fat heel on the back, and this one's been worn down, so you can find ones with even higher heels. So there's just a good old combat boot if you need one. Another downside is leather. However, these, because they are leather, look at this color. The orange natural color of the hide underneath all this black dye is coming through where it's cracking and bending, and it's so pretty. There you go, some combat boots from probably around 1970 or so. I think I might as well shout these out real quick. This is a helmet Lang boot that I originally gave to Grail to put on a sale that still has not come to fruition yet, but I'll keep you guys posted. And I stole them back for some Staatsballett shoots for our Spring/Summer 19 campaigns, and I ended up wearing them a lot, and I love them because, again, I've said this before when I originally got them, it's a fairly low boot here that's just above your ankle or just at your ankle, and it's something that I would never really like. However, with these, I found myself wearing them, and I think, if anything, it has attracted me to a boot of this style or this height, but it's also shown me what I don't like in a boot. Like these lug nut eyelets are a little bit much, the exposed stitching. I just feel like if you have this shape in a more mature style, maybe a little bit less bulky, not in the toe though, there's a good toe right here, but maybe in this ankle, then it would be a dream boot at that height, which I wouldn't have expected before a year ago, 2 years ago, something like that. Beautiful sweater coming up. This was a gift from Bergdorf Goodman for an event of theirs where they were launching a bunch of their fall 2018 menswear items. And this is a McQueen sweater that has that intense, insane Argyle to it. You look like a Joker in the royal court. It's messed up. And it has some fat ribbing at the sleeves and at the bottom hem, which match really well with this neck right here. Love in a V-neck. Also, look at that pattern on the inside. So I would say the only downside about this is wool. It's just something that I don't want to support moving forward, especially now that I've learned more about it. And hopefully with my own project, Staatsballett, I'll be able to explore alternatives for myself and for other people. But this is a really pretty sweater, and it does have a great texture to it, but it's not worth all of the negatives that go along with wool, and more importantly, mohair, which is known to be one of the least humane versions of wool out there. So I think I'm actually going to give that one up. It fits really nice and oversized. I dig it. Love the pattern, love the attitude, but not worth keeping. There is that. So I guess that won't make my year-end list. Here's a pair of Jack Purcells. I just wanted a shoe that I could run around in, skate in, whatever. It's a canvas shoe. I also love the rubber toe cap on these. Super pretty, and I think I'm used to it because I was skating all courts before. I also did a bit of scabbing on this side, but once I finally moved to New York and there was a damn skate park near me, because I've never really had that, I tore right through them. And now it looks like there's something else going on up there. But this is a great, great classic shoe from a badminton star. You can use it at your local YMCA to play some badminton. You can go skate them. Or you can put together a good outfit. I don't know. I feel like people could wear these with their menswear and their hashtags on social media if you want. But also you can tear them up and they look good. They look gritty. And it's a good iconic sneaker. Oh my gosh. This right here, I don't want to talk about it too much because this is for sure my favorite pickup of 2018. Huge spoiler alerts. This is a Veronique Brynn. Oh, I just ripped it more. You guys will see. Moto jacket. It's in this black canvas. It has unlogoed patches on it. This one does have a little bit of embroidery on this one lonely patch, but for the most part, it's taking a traditional moto jacket, dragging it to the depths, wiping it clean, remaking it out of this black canvas. I got this from a seller in Japan for a super good price. It was brand new from her very first menswear collection, I believe. It's either from her very first menswear collection or her third menswear collection, which was inspired by Twin Peaks, which was insane. You know, I shouldn't even say it was inspired by Twin Peaks. It went further than that. They did this presentation during Pitti Uomo where it was a recreation of the Red Room. I've tried downloading the video and converting it multiple times, but I can't seem to rip it from the website if it's not in 1 second pieces without sound. But this is a gorgeous, gorgeous thing. You can see it has that VB Sport logo. I believe was designed by Mark Muleman, although I'm not sure. The biggest thing you guys can see is I wore this one time and it started falling apart like crazy. I mean, it's about 15 years old and it is this cotton canvas that was never worn. You guys probably know with sneakers, if it's an old shoe that's never been worn, then it's just stale and the midsole will start ripping apart and tearing. Whereas if it was worn back then it will be broken in and be fine. I risked it and it's been bad. Although I will say this is so gorgeous now. Look at that tearing right there, and along the hem on this elastic and on the other sleeve is gorgeous. Looks like it's part of the design, but it's splitting up the seams and it's only going to get worse. So I might just leave it like this. On top of that, I just love this jacket that has a short torso and long sleeves. I would love for this to be a bit more exaggerated. As you can see the elbow popping through right there. Such a good jacket, so my style. I'll talk about it more in the next video. Second to last item, Arsen Socks. This is a perfect example of the classic joke that is, when you're 10, you hate to get a pair of socks, and when you're an adult, all I want for Christmas is a pair of socks. Give me a sock. These are amazing though. This is a sock that uses fox fiber. Fox fiber is a strain of cotton that they selectively grow and reproduce the cotton, if you can say that, to have specific colors. They have green, orange, I want to say some sort of black, and they do some indigo dyeing too. But the whole idea, which Kaylee and I have been learning a lot about with our new collection that we definitely want to pursue in future collections, cotton's pretty water intensive, and then you double that by throwing it through a lot of washes and dyes, that sort of thing, especially in places where it isn't monitored as well. So the whole idea is that you go up the, what do you call that, supply chain? You go up that integrated supply chain to the cotton. How can you make the cotton a certain color? You don't have to dye the garments, you don't have to dye the rolls of fabric, you don't have to dye the fibers before it's turned into fabric. You don't even dye the cotton, you grow the cotton to be certain colors. So this right here is an orange, and this right here is a green. This is a super geeky textile, you know, I don't know. It's badass. It's a super badass geeky textile innovation. So look up fox fiber, check out these socks, I'll link them down below. Killed it. I got the women's size too, which fit me really well. But they give you this natural hiker sort of look, vagabond sort of look. You're just a little nomad roaming around. But these are awesome, super comfy. We'll definitely be getting more of these in the future, and I hope to work with something like this down the line for our own projects. And finally, I have to finish it off with a Staatsballett item. I have actually snuck this into a few videos and maybe posts on Instagram. I'm not really sure. This is a vest we've been working on. This is actually a sample and not the final one, so you guys will see a few different changes. But this is this killer waxed cotton that's very similar to leather. It's a dead stock material, meaning it's surplus from other people's milling for a more mass production use, and they had a little bit left over, and we happily bought it rather than it being tossed out, rather than it being waste, pretty much. Also, not leather. Love it. But this is a little waistcoat, or a vest if you will. It's more of a white waistcoat. It has these darts that pierce these pockets to create an X, a little aggressive look. And then this fabric is so wild, it is all this crackling, and it's only gonna get more worn when you wear it and give you unique shapes based off your look. The buttons are made of nuts, which is so cool. The inside is fully canvased as well. We added this yoke to make it a bit more sportier, or bring it a bit more down to earth, a little bit less of a waistcoat, and it has matching darts right there. The fangs at the front, that's too much info. That's a vest that I'm so, wow, that was loud. That's a waistcoat that I'm so excited about. But I'm really excited just to show you it all together, where you guys can see the full campaign and what we imagined, and see how you guys reinterpret it once you guys get it in your hands, if you want to, only if you love it. But it'll be available soon for spring 2019. Wait. Filming the B-roll right now, and of course I forgot the one single item that I purchased during Black Friday, which is this pair of Eckhouse Lada jeans. Eckhouse Lada is a New York-based clothing brand, fashion company, whatever, that is really doing some awesome things in terms of a gender fluid wardrobe, as far as diversity when it comes to either ethnicity or body size on the runway, which is killer. And with that, they were a super high contender for that video I made a few weeks back about up and coming designers. But let's take a look at these jeans right here. This is just a natural, unbleached, undyed denim. I actually don't know that for sure, but based off the texture and the coloring here, it seems like a PFD fabric, which means that it's prepared for dyeing, just getting ready to be dyed, to be washed, and it's just the raw material, which is something that I have loved. It's something that Kaylee and I are actually working with a lot on the upcoming collection. The only downside is that they don't really tell you much about the material, which I'm not a huge fan of. They don't really say where it's produced, even it's not marked anywhere on here. So I wish that that was more part of the story. But as far as their design goes, they have a lot of really, this isn't a perfect example, a lot of really eccentric, poppy, but also very natural looking. Does that make sense at all? Does it? I don't know, I looked at the same pair of jeans 6 months ago with an orange dye on all of the seams, and I really wish there was only a natural pair, and guess what, there was, and I got it on sale. It's just a straight leg, that's all you gotta know about it, and then it has their signature pockets on the back. They have this super new age, aggressive shape to them, but I feel like you could style them in so many different ways. It could fit into a very bubbly, disco-y wardrobe. You could dress it up to be more aggressive and be darker. That's a lot of analyzation for these back pockets right here. This is a straight leg pair of jeans. Maybe the fact that I forgot to mention them in this video means something, but I have been wearing them a lot. So they're comfortable, love a natural color, contrast stitching is fun, just maybe not mature enough for what I really want to wear. That's both in terms of the design and what they were sharing in regards to making these. Those are my pickups from the last 6 months. Really not much, but I think that's a better way to do it. And just with a lot of traveling, a lot of investment, time and money into my own project and moving, and just also not wanting quite so much. Hopefully that vest and our future work can inspire you to go and get your hands dirty and make something for yourself rather than, you know, just going after some logo or just buying some more stuff. So it's always super, super fun and super rewarding. So thank you guys for watching so much. Also, huge thank you to Squarespace. Hit that link down below for 10% off if you guys want to try to build your own blog, web store, portfolio, anything in between. My website's also down there, which houses my portfolio for if you guys want some inspiration or something like that. But shout out to Squarespace. Much love to them. Much love to you guys. And until next time, everyone do me one last favor. Have a good day. I'll see you in the next video. Peace, guys. Take care.